Trigo.
Hello, good afternoon. Today we're going to conduct an interview with Ms. Zara Escueta, the curator of this Rizal Shrine. So let's start the interview.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I'm Joyce Garcia and
I'm Kay Fontones. And
We are your students of?
Mapua Institute of Technology. We are a BS Multimedia Arts and Sciences student, and we are here to conduct a research for our English 11 subject.
Okay. So what is it all about?
so first start is we would like to ask if there are replicas. So what are the replicas inside this shrine?
Replicas of our historical artifacts. We have many replicas of Rizal's personal effects and other creations, or what he did. Just like the sculpture works he did, like the Triumph of Science over Life, that's a replica. The Triumph of Death over Life, also a replica, and the original of those were given to his bosom friend Ferdinand Blumentritt, who's an Austrian. And so right now, the original pieces of those sculpture works resides in Austria, or more particularly in Czech Republic. And some other collections we have are original, and those are exhibited at the Chamber of Texts and also upstairs. Our because Rizal Shrine Fort Santiago focuses on Rizal's writing, the Ultimo Adios. Our Ultimo Adios exhibit here is a replica also, which is upstairs. Beside it is the replica also of the alcohol stove Rizal used when he was imprisoned here. Because according to our history, the piece of paper on which Jose Rizal wrote the Ultimo Adios was rolled, and it was inserted inside the alcohol stove. But all we have here are the replicas of those pieces. Okay. So what else? And other collections which are at the Baluarte de Santa Barbara, which are the things his family used.
So most of the things inside here are not the original anymore. So
But 80 to 90% of our collections are original.
So most of the things that are displayed here are original.
Yes. But the building, or the shrine itself, was a reconstructed edifice. It was reconstructed in 1953 for the centenary of Jose Rizal in 1961.
What was the vicinity before it became a museum?
Actually, this was a part of the Intramuros, or the walled city, the Fort Santiago, and during the war, the building, actually this was the barracks of the Spanish soldiers, and during the World War II it was destroyed. So it was a ruins before it became a museum.
So it was a house before.
It was the barracks.
The barracks. Then it became the ruins when it was restored, and again was restored for the 100
Years of his
years
birth
of his birth.
in
And
1960,
became a museum of Jose Rizal.
under the National Historical Commission. Before, it was the JRNCC, Jose Rizal Centennial Commission. Then it became the National Historical Commission, and then it became National Historical Institute until it was changed again to National Historical Commission of the Philippines, the current name of our office.
So I have heard that this, this sculpture was an original.
Yeah, Jose Rizal did that sculpture work. Padre Guerrico, his professor in Ateneo, and that was destroyed during the war. That's why it became headless. And also the
little one or
Saint Anthony of Padua, same with that. That's also an original piece made by
was
Rizal.
also a sculpture.
Yeah, it is a sculpture. It's sculpture. It is a sculptural piece. Well, as you can see, Jose Rizal was a good artist. He can carve, draw, paint, sketch, and everything about arts he knew.
And this painting was how?
It was painted in 1891 in Madrid, Spain. It was painted by Telesforo Sokgang. He's a painter during Rizal's time. And it was said to be like, his approach in painting was like Hidalgo, another Filipino artist. Resurrection Hidalgo.
I have this question. Do you think that the replicas deceive the people that it's not the original anymore? This have something that regards with the history?
No, it doesn't. I think it doesn't affect the minds of the people, whereas it enriches their thoughts about history. Some advised us, some experts, that we should reproduce all the collections so we could safekeep the original ones, and we can exhibit the replicas. So I don't think there would be any effect on the minds of the people who are viewing. We can actually, we have the tour guides or the shrine guides who could explain that, well, what you're seeing here are just replicas, but we have the original. We also have the original with us. And the most important thing about our collections are the story behind those pieces.
So the things that are here in the museum are not originally found in here at the Fort Santiago, but
Right.
brought here.
Yeah, of course, because this building was designed as a barracks, and it was only made a museum because Jose Rizal also stayed in this place just to remember him that he was here, yeah, and to make this a museum, we exhibit here things that are connected in his life. Later, the latter part of his life, when he was about to be incarcerated here. And actually, there are 3 Rizal shrines in the Philippines. His birthplace, the Rizal Shrine in Calamba. Our theme or our concept there is all about Jose Rizal's childhood. And when you go to the Pitan, the second Rizal Shrine, it focuses on Rizal's life, everything about his life during his exile in the Pitan. So the collections there could be the collections or the artifacts which were used by Rizal during his stay there. And here at the Fort Santiago, his last stop, we exhibit here collections about his life during that time.
Do you think the quality of the replicas are strong, or is it just it can easily break?
Depending on what the artist used, the material they use. At present, I think that they use resin as the material for replication. Before, it was Escayola or plaster of Paris, and I think that this resin is much sturdier or stronger than the plaster of Paris, of
Plaster
course.
is very fragile.
It's just like chalk.
yeah.
So most of our others are clay, because we have replicas here made of clay, which are originally the pieces are also clay of what Rizal really used. So yeah. And then the original one should be kept and taken care of.
Also, we are not exhibiting some of the original.
Well, we are exhibiting, of course, some of the originals, because if we don't have the replicas, we should exhibit the originals. But I am right now recommending that everything should be replicated, and we can keep the originals, the original collections. Yeah, we should prolong the lives of those collections, because those are precious, those are priceless, and not to mention that it's about to say Rizal. If the owner of let's say a coconut dipper is just an ordinary person, and it's as old as Jose Rizal's coconut dipper, which would be the most expensive one? Rizal's, diba? But of course, the same lang. They have the same age and quality. But it's because of the person, of the owner, the importance of the person. That's why it becomes expensive, more expensive, and priceless.
I've heard that the windows were
Here, because this is a reconstructed building, what was left from the original building was the iron grill near the prison cell, or the iron grill at the prison cell.
And it became a base to create another iron grill.
Yes, for the whole building, for the rest of the building. So that became the basis. And what else?
Lawrence, do you have a question?
I have a question.